Welcome to my channel. I'm Gary Wiriawan, and today I want to share my travel photography camera and lens setup for my upcoming trip. Intro. So, as some of you guys might already know, when it comes to travel photography, my personal favorite camera system is Micro Four Thirds. I think it's because Micro Four Thirds is smaller, more compact, lighter, easier to carry around, especially if you're traveling, because when you are traveling you also need to bring other stuffs like your clothes and toiletries, and Micro Four Thirds still has a much better image quality compared to just a regular smartphone camera, so it makes sense to use Micro Four Thirds as my main camera system for travel. So tomorrow, me and my wife and a few of my friends, we will travel to a nearby town, and I thought I want to bring some of my camera and lenses for a little bit of photography during the downtime. So this is not a photography trip, this is just a relaxing trip, but I thought I might still want to squeeze a little bit of photography time. And in today's video, I want to share my camera and lens setup featuring Micro Four Thirds camera system and some other cameras as well. So in the past, you might already seen my other travel photography camera and lens setup videos, and you might be thinking, well, this is kind of similar, isn't it? And as always, the answer is no. Every trip is kind of different. They require different kinds of cameras and lenses because not all destinations are the same. So for this particular destination, it's a combination between urban, cultural kind of destination as well as landscape. So my gear choice will need to be adjusted accordingly so that I can cover both the cultural, urban kind of stuff and also the landscape scenery kind of stuff at the same time, using as minimal gear as I can. And now without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the gear themselves. So first, let's talk about the good stuff, my primary photography camera. And that camera will be this guy right here. This is my Micro Four Thirds camera, Panasonic Lumix GX850. In terms of features of why I choose this camera, actually it's not really that impressive. It doesn't have a whole lot of features. It doesn't even have in-body stabilizer. So you might be thinking, why am I choosing this camera? And the reason is that this camera can take really nice image. It has a very solid 16 megapixel, no anti-aliasing filter sensor that really takes great images in my opinion. Much better compared to just my smartphone's camera. And that's all that I really need from a camera. And yeah, it doesn't have great manual control, but I'll be shooting in aperture priority anyway most of the time, so that won't be a problem for me. Again, this is just a casual photo trip. I won't be needing to shoot manual at all. And actually, the most important feature of this camera is that it is small and light, so it only makes sense to bring this camera for travel. Other important features that I haven't mentioned is that I can recharge this camera via USB so that I don't have to bring an external charger with me. That saves a lot of space on my backpack. Anyway, for my Panasonic Lumix GX850, I will bring 3 lenses, Micro Four Thirds lenses. First is this guy right here. This is the Panasonic Lumix 14 to 140mm f3.5 to f5.6 Super Zoom Micro Four Thirds lens. So this will be my primary lens because I can just use this one lens for about 85% of my needs. Anything from wide angle to telephoto, I can just use this one single lens. For scenery, landscape, distant landscape, and anything in between, I think this will be my main lens to cover majority of my photography needs. It doesn't really have that much feature. It's not the sharpest lens in my collection, but for travel, especially for casual travel photography, I think this is perfect. It's not really that heavy. It has image stabilizer, so I can use it for video as well. And for lower light situation, I can depend on this guy with the stabilizer. I can use slower shutter speed. So yeah, a really useful travel lens. The other lens is my Laowa 7.5mm f2. This is an ultra wide angle lens. I don't think I will need to use this lens, but this guy is not really that big, it's not really that heavy, so I can just carry it anyway and it won't be a burden inside my camera bag. So this is an ultra wide angle lens and it has large aperture of f2, but this is a manual focus only lens. That's a little bit of a drawback, but with wide angle lens, manual focus won't be a problem. It's more tolerable in my opinion. So yeah, that's the second lens. And the third lens is this guy right here. This is the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7. So this will be my choice if I want a little bit background blur at a normal kind of focal length, 20mm. So this is really useful, I think, for environmental portrait, especially if I want to take a picture of my wife. I can get more background blur using this lens rather than using the 14:140. So things like that, maybe for food photography, maybe for like, you know, street photography. If I encounter some, I will definitely use this lens. And just anything that requires more background blur without having to use telephoto focal length, 20mm will be very useful. Next camera that I will bring on this trip is going to be a little bit of a surprise because this is not really a travel camera, and it's the Leica M8.2 together with the 7 Artisan 35mm f2 lens. So yeah, when it comes to travel photography, this camera and lens combination is actually a really bad choice. It's so heavy, it's so large and bulky. It's manual focus only. It's not flexible at all. So I wouldn't recommend you to bring this camera for travel. But for this particular trip, there are a few reasons why I want to bring the Leica M8.2 together with the 7 Artisan lens. And the first reason is because I'm not traveling by plane, so I'm not restricted in terms of size and weight. I will just be riding my car, so I can just bring anything that I want, and that's the reason why I want to bring the Leica M8.2. This won't be my primary camera. As I explained, my primary travel photography camera will be the Panasonic Lumix GX850 together with the lenses that I just mentioned for the GX850. This will be reserved only for taking environmental portraits of my wife or my friends. This is my kind of private camera. I wouldn't really share the pictures taken using this camera. I just want to have a little bit more fun and a little bit more involved when taking those special moments pictures. This is not going to be used for landscape, although maybe I will use it for landscape. I don't really know. I'm just really excited to bring this because on future trips, especially if I need to travel by plane, I won't be able to bring this guy at all. So yeah, that's the reason why I will bring the Leica M8.2. Next camera that I will bring is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that's currently recording this video right now. Simply because I will use that camera maybe to record some photography vlog while I'm traveling, so I can document the behind the scenes of, you know, how I take pictures and share it to you in my YouTube videos. You might want to check out the other everyday photography vlogs. I will put the link up here so you can watch them. Now let's quickly talk about accessories. And first accessories that I want to share with you that I will bring tomorrow is this guy right here. This is the Ulanzi MT44 tripod. So this is a content creator kind of tripod. It's not the usual photography tripod. The way you set it up is just by pulling it like this and then opening the legs, and then you can set it on the ground. That is much faster to set up than using a regular photography or even travel tripod, and that's a big plus for me. And it's sturdy enough to use with my Micro Four Thirds camera. Maybe I won't use it with my Leica camera because the Leica camera is so heavy. But for group photos, for a little bit of B-roll videos, for a picture of me and my wife, I will definitely use this tripod right here. Next accessory will be my travel camera bag. This is actually not a travel bag, it's just a regular sling bag, but I use it as my camera carrying bag. So it's the Alpaca Go Sling, the larger version, not the mini version. And this is large enough to fit all of the cameras and lenses that I mentioned in just one single bag. Other than that, this bag is waterproof or weatherproof, should I say. So if it's raining, then I don't have to worry too much. It has waterproof zipper as well, and then the strap is pretty comfortable. It's really roomy. There are some front access pouch and then rear access pouch. There are lots of organizational features with this bag, and I think this is perfect for travel. Last but not least, my phone. This is a really old phone. This is the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE. I will use this phone not just for communication device and media consumption device, but this is also going to help a little bit when it comes to photography and making YouTube videos. I will use this mainly to record B-roll videos if I want to capture like the scenery in a video format, or maybe to create a thumbnail photo. The cameras are not really that great anymore, but they're still more than good enough for my needs. And yeah, this will be my ultimate multimedia device. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all for today's video. Those are all the cameras and lenses and accessories that I will bring on my trip tomorrow. And hopefully by watching this video, you'll be able to understand more about my thinking behind why I chose those cameras and lenses and accessories. And hopefully you can apply it to your own travel photography setup. So please comment down below, what is your favorite travel camera and lenses? Also, if you have any question, please comment down below as well, and I will try my best to answer them. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below. And if you want to support my channel even further, consider using the affiliate links down below, or use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel. Thank you, and see you on the next video. Goodbye.